Good morning, everybody. Uncle Chrissy here. Thank y'all for tuning in with me again for today's release notes. If you could, do your boy a favor, drop me a sub on the channel, drop a like on the video. It does help me out a lot. I really appreciate that. Got a couple things to get into today. A couple stories I want to touch on as well as some releases. First off, the Gesture release from Nike, the Gesture dated release that they put out in, I think it was This Week's on Sneakers. Usual thing they put out on the app where they tease what's coming up that week. They teased this out that it was coming on yesterday, the 31st. And it looks like it may be, it's just a scratcher. That's all it was a simple scratcher. But it was a very, very smooth scratcher. Granted, it was for a Pegasus 2K5 that I don't think a whole lot of people wanted. But I don't think Nike did this just for fun. They didn't put this out there just for the hell of it. Hey, let's do a scratcher for this random shoe that not a lot of people want. I think this was a test. I think this was kind of like a live action beta or alpha test. I'm not sure which one it is. But, I gotta say it ran smooth. From what I've heard from some devs that I know is that they stripped down the scratcher protocol. They eliminated some things that were creating a lot of stress on the procedure, and it ran really, really smooth yesterday. I got to give it to them. It ran silky smooth. I didn't have any issues scratching through. I was able to get to the payment processing screen, all of that. It worked really, really nicely. I did put up video yesterday that showed you don't really have to scratch all of the video or all of the image to get it to reveal. I think I probably scratched off about 85% of it and got it to pop. You can hit that X in the top right corner, get the video out of there. And honestly, I think this might be a sign of things to come. I think this might be a new wave form of drops for Nike. I don't know what they're going to use it for, how often they're going to use it, if it's going to be a major release thing, if it's going to be the kind of thing that just becomes the new norm on the sneakers app. I don't know, but I don't think they did this just for fun, just to put out a Pegasus 2K5. This was not just a one-off thing that they actually announced in the sneakers app and then actually followed through with it. But I give Nike credit. I've said this before. I like the way that they try to keep it moving forward. They try to evolve. They try to come up with new methods of bot protection. I know everybody says they could stop bots if they wanted to, but the bottom line is that bots and their developments move a lot faster than anti-bot technology can keep up with. It's like cops and robbers. It's not robbers and cops. The crooks are always going to be out in front of the police. That's always the way it's going to be. They're always going to be trying to play catch up. They're the ones that are going to be innovating the technology for everybody else to try to catch up to. But props to Nike. They continue to try new things. They continue to try to refine what they already have in place and make it a little bit more of a fair way for everybody. Because as of my knowledge right now, there's not a single bot out there that can do a scratcher. So hopefully we'll see more of these because I like them and I think it's a really, really fair way to do things. After that, we got the announcement that Adidas is not going to burn off the existing Yeezy stock. As if that was ever a real thing. As if burning off millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of their number one hype product in the streets was ever... as if that was ever a real thing. It was cool for Adidas to, announce here and there, we're done with Kanye. We're not going to sell anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. Y'all were never, ever not going to sell off the existing Yeezys that you have. Their company took a huge hit when they stopped selling them off in the beginning of last year, and they saw a huge bump when they bumped them off. Bottom line is Adidas is a for-profit company, and no amount of social credit is ever going to trump that. It's never going to be bigger than making money and making dollars. The Yeezy name is just too big. They already have the products produced. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to know that they're running new production, and it's come on, like this is not a story. This is not a story. They were never, ever, ever gonna burn off the existing stock. It's too valuable to their bottom line, and that's what these companies are. They're in the business of moving units and making money. That's all it is. They're not in the social justice movement. That's not what they do. They make money, and that's the bottom line. So, look forward again really soon. I would expect it'd be similar to what we saw in the past, where it's kind of like an exaggerated Yeezy Day kind of thing, where they drop a lot of products in a short window and then take a break, then do it again. So as far as I know, there's still a lot of SKUs that are present in their warehouse for them to move off. So look for that information to be coming out. I would guess relatively soon. I don't think it'll be anything anything that they hold off on. Now that they know they're going to do it, they're going to probably do it soon and make money. After that, let's get to some releases. So one that I'm excited about is the Paper Girl A6 2160, I believe. They are a Paperboy and Paper Girl is a pretty unique kind of thing. They're started off as a sandwich shop in Paris that somehow got their hands into the streetwear game. I don't know how that happened. I'd like to dig into it a little bit more, but it's a three-way collab with Paper Girl, Beams, an Asian brand, as well as ASICS. So this pair dropped overseas a couple of times. It dropped through Paper Girl last week. I didn't think we were going to see a US release on it. It's a cool looking pair. It's got some kind of chrome tinted overlays with the white polka dot kind of highlight to it. But we are going to see a US release exclusively through Bodega. Bodega is going to be the only store that releases these for now. That's going to take place on the 2nd. I believe that's Friday, right? That's going to take place on the 2nd, and I'd expect it to be tight. I expected it to be very limited. It's taking place in-store and online through Bodega exclusively. That's the only chance we're going to get the copies in the U.S., I think. After that, we have a little bit more on the ASICS. We got the Lapstone Hammer coming up on Saturday. This is a drop that I'm pretty excited about. This is Lapstone Hammer based out of Philly. They're doing the ASICS Indigo Dip Dye project where they have a gel NYC and a gel 1130 that they dipped exclusively in their warehouses, did them all by hand. There's apparently less than about 100 pairs in total of the gel NYC and the gel 1130. They're all done by the owner and apparently the warehouse manager. So pretty cool project. It's taking place at Lapstone Hammer's website and their Philadelphia location on Saturday the 3rd. Again, this is limited to 100 pairs in total. I would really like to get my hands on a pair of the 1130s. Even the NYCs, I'd take them, but with 100 pairs, I'm really trying to manage expectations on this one. So check out Lapstone's website if you're outside the Philadelphia area. If you are in the Philly area, it's time to camp out. Time to get up there bright and early or even late the night before. After that, we have coming up the Ivory 3s, the Craft Pale Ivory 3s. These dropped through exclusive access on JD and Finish Line yesterday. And, you know, I said last week that these could sit. This might not be an instant sellout, and it was not. I know the stores in my area, they had them up for a while. They didn't sell out until later on that afternoon when they dropped at 9 in the morning. I think it was 9. Yeah, 9 in the morning they dropped, and it sat for a little while. I'm not really surprised. Even though it is a really clean shoe, the hype and demand around 3s isn't nearly to the level of 4s or 1s for that matter. And with the 4s coming up in just a couple of weeks, I think a lot of people might be biding their time. They might be budgeting their money, saving up for this. I know personally, like I said, my store sat for a while. It's a 45-minute drive for me to get to a JD, and I'm not making that drive for this pair. So if I do go for them, I'll wait for the shipping option, which should drop Thursday or Friday, and we'll see what happens then. Quick note, I am working on a how to cop manual video from JD and Finish Line. Going to overview everything from their EA process to working their queue system to how to save yourself some time when you are through the queue and making your purchases. So look for that video dropping today, maybe tomorrow. I've got most of it recorded. I just got to do some edits and layer in some graphics, but hopefully that'll help y'all buy some shoes, get some things manually, and save you some time while you're doing it. After that, we have this New Balance pack, this Teddy Santis made in the USA pack. It's a 4-piece collection, really clean. I like it a lot. There's a 990 V6 and V4. There's a 996 and a 998. Those are the two that I like the most. They got these gray, black, kind of cream, kind of white kind of features to them. It is a made in the USA pack, so expect the retail to be a little bit higher on those. We know it's coming. I've seen a couple boutiques pop them up, but we don't quite have the firm date from New Balance. They were supposed to load up for today. It still hasn't popped up on their release calendar. I am monitoring it, so as soon as I see something come up for those, I'll let everybody know and try to get it out there as fast as possible. But I got the images right here. Like I said, it's a nice looking pair. Like all of them, they're nice looking shoes. I'll probably either try to get the 996 or the 998. The 990s, not really my thing. I like the V4 a little better than the 6. The V6, the heel's a little bit too strong for me in terms of comfort-wise. I'm not really into the heel on the 990 V6, but everybody's foot's different, so wear what you like and what's comfortable for you. After that, we have the Kobe. So first off, I am so sorry for leaving this out, the last episode of Release Notes. I had it on my list, I had it on my outline, I just completely spaced on it. So the Kobe's, we have the Radiant Emeralds and the Court Purples. This pair, it's kind of got this graffiti print of all the 8 and 24 all over. I don't know if it's graffiti or what you want to call it. Somebody told me that it mimics some clock that Kobe had, or I don't know what it is. But there's the two pairs. They're both present on the SNKRS app. There is stock for both of them, but there's no date attached to them just yet. I have seen a handful of boutiques load them up for February 8th. That's the placeholder date that was always mentioned. I just haven't seen that be actually confirmed by the SNKRS app. So I think Sneaker Politics was the first one to load them up as far as a raffle goes, and we should see more coming up. Check the release calendar down below in the description. You can find everything you need right there as far as what's going to release when, all your raffle links. It should be really easy for everybody. But as far as the sneakers release goes, I haven't seen the confirmed date on those just yet. So 8th is the placeholder. There's a decent amount of stock for a Kobe, but it's too early to say that's anything final. After that is the Dusty Olives, the Dunks. I said a while back, I think probably in December, that there was going to be a restock for these, and it looks like we're getting really, really close on them. As of right now, there's 27,000 pairs for these on Nike. 27,000, and they've loaded up at pretty much every other sneakers region in the world except for the US. So I'm not sure what we're waiting on here, when we're getting them, but I do know that I think it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks based on some boutiques loading these up. I think a place called West NYC dropped them maybe 2 days ago. I saw another notification about somebody put them up through the shop app yesterday. The SNS app has them up. I think the date is in about 10 days from now when they actually release. So I think sometime in the next 2 weeks, we're going to see these Dusty Olives. There's not a lot left. There's only 27,000 pairs left in the US, but there's still going to be this boutique release. There's still going to be all your Shopify-based sites and all your boutiques dropping these. So I think there'll be ample opportunity to cop these pairs. There was a big stock when they dropped back in November, I think it was. So hopefully a lot of people were able to get a hold of them then. If you don't, you'll have another opportunity, lots of opportunities from the boutiques coming up, and another opportunity from sneakers coming up very soon. Stay tuned. When that date does get confirmed, I'll load it up and get everybody that information as quick as possible. So speaking of confirmations, the Breds. The 4s, I really would have thought we would have seen something by now. But as of right now, as I'm recording this video, it's 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. I got no reason to say that this drop is going to happen today. I have absolutely no reason to say that can change at a moment's notice. I could get a phone call, a text. I could see some things happen, and we'll get it out there as fast as possible. But as of right here, right now, I got no reason to think this is going to happen today. And honestly, I am losing faith that a shock drop is going to happen at all. The only thing that makes me think that there's still going to be a shock drop is because there is some healthy stock floating around out there. It wouldn't surprise me if you combine everything. I'm talking worldwide. I'm talking men's, GS, toddler, preschool, all of it. If you combine all of that worldwide, I think there's probably more than 1 million pairs out there or close to it. But there's a really good amount of stock on Nike. I'm not ready to put that out there just yet because I like to put it out there when we have the full picture or at least something close to it. And I don't believe we have that yet because there's been a lot of changes in the past week. In a good way, it's been going up. But I just, right now, I can't say anything. I have nothing to go on as far as there being a shock drop today. I know a lot of people were pointing to today because it's 16 days out. Nike's always done it 16 days out. That's a guess. That's a shot at the dartboard. That's absolutely nothing. I know every single YouTuber and Twitter account for the past week and a half has put a shock drop soon, blah, 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 blah. Stop it. None of y'all know nothing. There's nothing to confirm that there could be anything today. I thought yesterday was going to be the day. Yesterday came and went with nothing. Usually for a shock drop to happen, at least 24 hours out. If not, late the night before, we'll see something. But if nothing changes in the next couple hours, I'd be surprised to see anything happen. I really would. Maybe Nike's got some new ways. Maybe they're keeping their security, their secrets a little tighter than they had before. and we'll see. But right now, I got nothing to think it's going to happen today. As y'all know, if something does change, I'll get that information out there as fast as I possibly can to get it to the masses. So please make sure you're subbed into the channel here. Make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter, it's at Uncle_Chrissy. Instagram, it's at Uncle.Chrissy. I wish I could have got the names the same for all of them, but whatever, is what it is. That's about all I got for today. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. There's some cool stuff to look forward to. Number one on my priority list is going to be that Lapstone Hammer ASICS pack. But with 100 pairs, I ain't holding my breath on that one. So hopefully there's some stuff for y'all to look forward to. This is just what's coming up in the near future, the next week or so. And if anything changes on the breads, you know you hear it here first and you hear it here accurate. So Uncle Chrissy, I'm going to sign off. Hope y'all have a happy Thursday and peace.